Stepping into womanhood isn't all about the physical appearance, isn't all about the shoes, the clothes, the perfume, the new friends you've made for yourself. Those things are good, but this is you transforming from inside, then radiating outside. Like, this is all about the mindset. You need to understand I am moving into a different stage of my life. And what does it take to kind of operate fully well in the stage? What does this stage call for? How can I become a full representative of this stage? And that is what we are going to be looking into this video. Who is a woman? What are the characteristics of a real woman? How can I start operating into this womanhood? And one good thing you are going to be doing right now is making sure you watch this video to the end. Please don't be fast to click out. And because I really want us to digest this video, this topic really well, I have divided this video or this topic into episodes. So this is actually the first episode of who a woman is. Welcome to my channel. My name is Wendy Presh, and in this place I talk about self-love, personal growth, and of course how to become the best version of yourself. If that feels like something you would always want to see and hear, please make sure to subscribe and to turn on your notification bell so you do not miss a video. I know a lot of us have internalized very bad description when it comes to who a woman is. I mean, what she should do, what she shouldn't do, how she should behave. A lot of rules and regulations controlling our lives. To the extent in some cultures, in some places, women doesn't have any right to do some certain things. Like, they do not have any entitlement to anything, no inheritance to their name. And this is actually very bad. This video isn't to diminish or to talk bad about any culture, but this video is made to help us understand that what the Bible asks women to do is to respect their husband, to be submissive to their husband, and not to be some kind of slave or some kind of maid to them. A lot of women have been told to forfeit their goals, their dreams, their aspirations in the sake of being a good woman. Is that what this is all about? I'm going to be defining who a woman is, and I'm going to be reading it out loud so that you can also relate with me. It says here, a woman is an adult human female. She is characterized biologically by traits such as two X chromosomes, reproductive and autonomy that typically includes ovaries, and the ability to bear children. Beyond biology, being a woman encompasses a deep and multifaceted identity shaped by culture, society, and personal experience. Women play vital roles in families, communities, and the world at large, embodying strength, wisdom, and resilience and grace. A divine woman, I really want you to pay attention here. It says, a divine woman is often seen as one who embodies spiritual power, inner beauty, self-awareness, and a deep connection to her purpose. She carries herself with confidence, nurtures herself and others, and radiates love, wisdom, and strength. A woman is not just a piece of toy or a piece of God knows what. We are people created with divine purpose. And you shouldn't allow anyone to tell you what a woman is and telling you that you being a woman means you having no dreams, you having no future, your future is just to, one day end up with a man, bear a lot of children and take care of them and the man, and that is it all. Like, seriously, is that what this is all about? So we are going to be taking the first point in the journey of stepping into womanhood. First thing you need to consider, and that is number one, choice making. See, you should understand that when you were small, your parents made choices for you. Your guidance made choices for you. I mean, the people in control of you then make choices for you. But if you are a person that must be a woman and is stepping into womanhood, you should learn to make choices for yourself. And this is you not blaming people or blaming anybody for the way you have chosen to live your life. Do you know one of the greatest gifts we have as human in total, in general, is the ability to make choices. We have a free will. You shouldn't allow yourself keep living like your 10-year self. You don't make mistakes and then you blame it on people. It's when we are kids, we might blame our parents or blame one uncle or one auntie for what really happened in our lives. And you know what? Our parents will pet us. They will say, okay, sorry, don't worry. They will kind of see it as their own responsibility to take care of. But stepping into womanhood demands that you start taking responsibility. You start making choices. You start understanding that whatever goes wrong or right in my life is going to affect me. Like, I'm going to be the person to bear the responsibility, and that should help you make more intentional choices and directions towards your life. And another step you should consider in the journey of womanhood is learning to be alone. Learn to be by yourself. See, this is not just you locking yourself in the room and just not going anywhere. This is you understanding that in this stage of your life, you have to outgrow some certain things. A lot of people can't be with themselves. Like, they feel like they are too hot for themselves to be with. They feel like if I don't have a lover out there, or I don't have a relationship going on, and a very toxic one going on, or if I don't have some people that always kind of cheer me up, or if I don't have someone that always give me attention, or someone that always kind of hype me or stuff like that, that means I can't be by myself. They always constantly want to keep seeking attention. You want to be noticed, you want to be pitied, you want to be recognized, you want to, like, can you just chill? Being a woman demands that you know when to cut it. If you are a person that struggles with external validation or people pleasing, I think you should really work on it. You can't claim to be a full woman, a real woman, and you constantly want to be away from yourself. Like, you don't want to be with yourself. You don't have a relationship with yourself. You don't practice mindfulness. You are not self-reliant. You are not self-resilient. It is very bad. This is when you don't know when to close your mouth. You keep on talking, and you talk, and you implicate yourself. This is you learning when to cut it. And another step to incorporate in the journey of womanhood is setting boundaries. See, tell me the reason why you will go out of your house and you will close your doors. Why won't you just leave the door open? Or you tell me the reason why you will park your car and you choose to lock. Why don't you just leave the door open? You do this because you are kind of trying to secure your space, trying to secure your properties. You don't want people to move in and destroy things for you. You don't want flies to just go in and mess everywhere up. You just want to preserve your stuff. Tell me why after building a house, there is a gate in it. I mean, there is a fence. Some places you see security, like guiding that particular area. Why? Because they wouldn't want to give any chance for any kind of bad stories, or like, this is you doing the one that you can do and allowing God to do the rest. So tell me why you wouldn't set boundaries in your life. You mean you just allow yourself like an open door? Everybody move in and move out. You don't have a limit. You don't have things that are your non-negotiables. You don't have things that you said this is a limit. It is very bad for you. In order to embody this character of a woman, you should learn to set boundaries. And a lot of time, when you have this people-pleasing attitude or external validation, you will find it difficult to keep boundaries, because no matter how much you set it, you will also be the one to break your own boundaries. And when you break it, you know what? People would also break it with you. A lot of people do not want to set boundaries because they are afraid of chasing people away from their life. But I'm telling you, anyone that's going to leave your space or your life because you set a boundary, that person isn't meant to be at the very first place. I'm telling you. Don't be the one that always keep the bad eggs. Like, you keep keeping the bad eggs and you ask why they are smelling. If you are a person that should operate fully well in this position of womanhood, you should learn to set boundaries. Boundaries are there to communicate your feelings. They are there to protect your physical health, your mental peace, and they're to tell people what is allowed in your life, what is allowed, what is accepted by you, and what isn't accepted with you. And that is okay, that is fine. Everyone has boundaries. And you setting boundaries doesn't mean that you're not gonna respect other people's boundaries. It's just a vice versa, right? You do for me, I do for you. Everyone is at peace. Learn to set boundaries. As a woman, learn to set boundaries with friends, with families, with work, with relationship. Learn to set boundaries. Don't, because you want to keep being with that toxic person, you literally make excuses for every ill-mannered behavior of his. Learn to set boundaries. If they are crossing it, tell them they are crossing it. And you know what? Everybody's gonna be okay. If anyone is not gonna respect your boundary, right, they can leave. They can leave. And that leads us to the first stage of stepping into womanhood in this first episode, which is stages of life. You know, a lot of people do not understand that life is a stage. Oh, you might really say it, but you do not understand it. You might actually, okay, life has stages, but you don't really understand what it means by stages of life. You cannot tell yourself that you're operating in that office of womanhood and you keep behaving like your 10-year-old self. You want to constantly keep wanting people to clean after you, keep wanting people or your family or friends to bear your responsibilities, or keep doing some kind of random and impulse things, and wanting someone to kind of at the end of the day sympathize with you or actually throw a pity party for you. That is a very big lie. You should understand that in this stage of your life, you are the one to take responsibility of yourself. You should understand that in this stage of your life, you have to embody self-reliant and self-awareness. You need to be independent and have the ability to always bounce back. You know, a lot of people, when some kind of situation choke them up, they feel like, I can't just endure this, I can't just do this, and you start looking for who to put the blame on, or you start trying to make people your safe space. You can't make people your safe space. You know why? People will always change. People will change. That is why you should actually make yourself a deep well. It's not like you're not going to receive empathy or kind of sympathy if it's really needed, right? But you shouldn't just make it look like if it's not them, then I can't live. If they don't give it to me, then I can't survive. No, you should be self-reliant and self-resilient. This is you being independent and also having the ability to do what? To bounce back. It is very, very necessary. You should understand being a woman is not just being a woman with a mouth, right? It calls for a lot of potentials. It calls for a lot of skills. It calls for a lot of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It calls for a lot of learning. You should just know that in this stage of your life, it's a stage where it is all about you. Yes, it's all about you. See, for the fact that when you came into this world, you came out alone. That is a very clear reason that you should understand that it is all about you. See, I'm not saying this thing from a place of narcissist or selfishness or kind of, I don't know what you want to call it actually, but understand that it's when you are strong enough that you can be there for your loved ones. It is when you pursue that talent, that goal, and make value out of your life. That is when these people are going to be proud of you. They will be so happy to be part of your life. And the last one in this episode is your spiritual life. You can't call yourself a woman and you don't have a time for your spiritual life. Like, whether you like it or not, believe it or leave it, it's the spiritual things that control the physical things. Life is more spiritual than it is physical. So if your spiritual life is actually a mess, no doubt it's going to affect, like it's going to show all over your physical life. And that is why, as a woman, please, do you even have time for your spiritual life? Do you have time for your God? Like, I'm a Christian, right? Do you have time to pray to God? Do you have time to read the word of God, the Bible? Or you are a person that just believes in Sunday rituals, like if the pastor is not saying it, then I'm not believing it. Create some kind of relationship, some kind of intimacy with your God. Do it is required. You can't call yourself a woman when you do not kind of have this spiritual connection with God. Like, how are you supposed to cope? I want to know, how are you supposed to cope? This world is being ruled by forces, and that is why you can't tell yourself, you know what, I don't belong anywhere and I'm actually okay with it. No, you'll be deceiving yourself by telling yourself that. Have time for God. Have time to read the Bible. It is very, very essential, so that you will know when they are telling you lies and when they are telling you the truth. And one thing I want you to understand is this: don't see this as an overwhelming task or something that is big. You mean a woman, it doesn't just need to live her life. Who said that you don't need to live your life? Or you feel like you are being controlled how to be a woman and how not to be a woman. Who said that? It is out of love that you are being told the things that are needed. You can also have other things or other qualities you want to embody, right? Depending your personality or the kind of belief you uphold towards yourself. That is okay. But there are key factors you should embody as a woman. It is really called for. So besties, this is a wrap of the first episode of Who a Woman Is. And do make sure to check out on the next episode that will be coming on Tuesday next week. That's a continuation of Who a Woman Is. And just know, this message is coming from a place of love and a place of care. And as you can see, it's coming from a woman like you. And that is why you should see so much juice in it. And do make sure you grab it up. So thank you for staying tuned to the end of this video. And remember, Your purpose are valid, your dreams are valid, you are brave, you are confident, you are resilient, you are reliant. Don't let anyone, don't let anything, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay, bye bye.